All right, welcome back. Hi, everybody. This is your host, Lindsay Barth, and this is the B4 podcast. This is the podcast where we talk all things Beverly 400. Our 400th anniversary and birthday is coming up in 2026, so this is officially the last episode where we're not actually in 2026. We are literally B4. So maybe we'll change the name of the podcast next year. I don't know. But yeah, so we're chatting all things Beverly, and I'd be remiss to not say that a lot of what we've been trying to celebrate for the 400th is our history. So I am super excited to welcome to the podcast today the Executive Director of Historic Beverly, Abby Battis.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. And I love the whole B4.
Yes.
But now you could be B26.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, yeah. I will say we came up with the name of that podcast maybe 5 seconds before our first taping. So it's stuck. But we're open to suggestions.
There you go.
2026, it's all about new things.
Right,
So,
exactly.
yeah. Yay. So thank you for being here today. And I know you're super busy. You have a lot going on. You've had a lot going on. So I'm
Yes.
excited to get into it. But I was hoping maybe you could tell us a little bit about how you got to Historic Beverly. And tell me more.
Oh, my goodness. I was born and raised here in the city of Beverly, product of the Beverly Public School System.
Amazing.
I went up through, college, bachelor's, graduate, landed my first job in the museum field. My prior job, my prior career was as a kindergarten teacher.
Ooh.
So I was a teacher for 10 years of the little ones.
Oh my gosh.
And then I went into the museum field. And I did 7 internships during my grad schooling.
Wow.
And landed my first real museum job at the Lynn Museum as the assistant director. And I was there for about 5 years. Got the collection in great order, where I sat at my desk one day thinking, I've got nothing left to do.
You fixed it all.
Everything
You did
was fine. And so I ended up going on to become the interim executive director of the Rockport Art Association.
Oh, wow.
We're in 18 months. Again.
You fixed it all again?
Kind of fixed it all again.
Abby, you're working yourself out of a job.
I know. And it was in December of 2016 where I posted on LinkedIn. I was looking for a job, and within 20 minutes, Sue Guganian called and said, "Are you really?"
Oh,
and
my
I said,
gosh.
"Yes, I am looking to get into collections." And so,
And Sue Guganian was the former executive director
Correct.
of Historic Beverly.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so
wow.
I went in as the associate director for collections in 2017, went through the rebranding. So we went from Beverly Historical Society to Historic Beverly in 2017. Got all of the digital initiatives up and running. So our online collection, expanding the social media, really trying to bring us into the 20th century.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
21st century, but we were so behind being a
come on up.
historical society. So, but really trying to make us relevant. And so I was the collections manager, the associate director for collections there, taking care of almost 1 million pieces in the collection until just recently. So 7 months ago is when I became the director.
Well, congratulations.
thank you.
That's such an exciting run, and what a cool thing to be a
Yes.
part of.
Yes.
Now, I think it's really interesting, the rebranding. I want to know more about that, because that's been my biggest sort of question in that field. How do you bring history to life? How do you make it relevant? How do you, I feel like you've done such a good job. How do you do such a good job, Abby?
Well, it takes the team for sure. But before I arrived, there was a committee that really reached out to the community to find out what the community was looking for in an organization such as Historic Beverly. And so we listened. we heard, all of the feedback, including the complaints that, it's closed, the doors are locked, it doesn't seem welcoming. And so trying to address all of that situation to kind of become more of that community place. And then we also asked the community, what do you think about our branding? What do you think about our name? Because traditionally in history, a historical society is basically a private club. They were built as, these collections of curiosities by incredibly wealthy white families. And so in doing what we're doing now, we're really kind of flipping the script on what a historical society is. And now we are considered in the field a small museum, which is quite nice.
Wow.
So our doors are always unlocked. You don't have to ring the doorbell. And so you can come right in the front door when we're open. And that's the most important thing, is that, the community feels welcome and that they can come in, they can enjoy our spaces over at the Hale House. Even though the house is closed for the season, anybody and everybody can walk those paths, bring their dogs over there. I mean, they're really great community spaces, and that was really important for us.
Yeah, definitely.
And that was the rebrand.
It's so noticed. I mean,
Thank you.
Not only do I feel like the buildings themselves, the physical space that you occupy in Beverly is welcoming and there for anyone to walk in, but I also feel like I see Historic Beverly outside of your spaces, just involved in the community so much,
Yes.
which is so cool.
Yes.
Some of the events you do, I've done like walking tours where you get to see some of the older homes. We did a Broadway walking tour. It was the best. Like, just so cool.
Yes.
And you have a big event this weekend.
Yes, we have our holiday house tour. It's our 12th annual holiday house tour. 6 absolutely fantastic properties listed on the tour. So private homes that are opened by the homeowners for just 4 hours on one day. But it's sold out this year. They sell out every year, which is absolutely dynamic, but it is our largest fundraiser for the year. It really helps to kind of bridge those winter months for us.
Sure, yeah.
Because people don't want to come out in the winter. It's too cold, the weather is just so nasty, and the darkness. And so we do pivot an awful lot to online programming in the winter so that people can tune in from home. But we still need the money to keep the buildings going, to pay the staff. And so these fundraisers are really what helps us bridge the winter month.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah.
Well, I will say personally, I have been going on the Holiday House Tour for like 4 years now, and it is one of my favorite events in Beverly. I think it is such a great day.
Oh, thank you.
So if anyone has not done this, get your tickets early next year. They clearly sell out every year,
Yes.
so it's pretty spectacular. So
Awesome.
yay,
Thank
I'm
you.
so excited. Cannot wait for tomorrow.
I know.
And I'm sure you're just excited to be done.
No, I am really excited. We've changed the ticket window pickup for tomorrow so that I can actually go to the houses.
Oh,
because
good.
I'm really excited to get in and see the history in all of these properties. And there are some absolutely dynamic properties on the list. And I do have to do a major shout out. Every year, a volunteer, and now she's on our board, Faye Salt, does the house tour single-handedly by herself. She puts the whole entire thing together, and it is a feat. She started this year by April, and by August she had the houses already booked.
Wow.
And so she went on vacation, came back, found out that one of the homeowners couldn't make it, and so had to scramble to get a replacement house because we had already publicized that there would be 6.
Oh, boy.
And thankfully we got one to pop in, and so it's a dynamic tour. It's a big one.
Oh, I cannot wait. And you don't release the houses until the day of. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
All right.
Because there's the interlopers who will just show up and be like, I heard about it.
Oh, yeah. No, you have to have that physical ticket in hand.
Exactly. The
Yes.
ticket's the most important part.
Very exclusive.
It is.
Well, that's amazing. And yeah, shout out to Faye Salt for, it's the volunteer community members that really help do all of this work.
Very much so.
That's incredible. Yay. Thank you, Faye. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Faye.
Amazing. Now, I think, we obviously have the 400th celebration coming up, and a lot of what we've been talking about on the podcast is all the events coming up and the things that, we're planning that are brand new. And I was wondering, how are you involved? Because we're clearly celebrating history, so
Correct.
you have to be involved. What's going on? What's Historic Beverly going to be doing?
So I think that taps into you are seeing us everywhere.
Yeah, which I love.
I love it too. That is, I don't want to be sitting at the desk. I want to get out into the community. And we are really, we've been so fully involved in the revolution already.
Yes.
This year was super huge for us because we were celebrating the true, we call them in the history field, the true 250 anniversaries. So Lexington and Concord, that was really truly the 250th battle anniversary this year.
Right.
And so we started with Leslie's retreat, and we have attended everything leading up to this point. We also have a Revolutionary War painting exhibit that is on view that I'm sure everybody has heard by now that the paintings were used in Ken Burns' American Revolution documentary.
Yes.
And so, which has been enormous for us. That's been 3 years in the works. But then next year, we have our own set of programming that we're doing that includes, we're doing something called Revolution in Bloom, where it's kind of a riff on the MFA's Art in Bloom.
Ooh, okay.
Where
Tell me more.
The artworks will be interpreted by local florists and floral designers.
Wait, what? Okay, we have to talk
know.
off camera about this. I have questions. Okay,
yes,
that's amazing.
So that'll be a weekend thing. Oh my gosh, we have so much. We are kind of flipping our holiday house tour on its head, and it's not going to be at the end of the year. We're actually going to do a weekend of Revolutionary War houses. And so there's many dynamics to it. So take our holiday house tour, but turn it into it's Revolutionary War houses that are going to be opening their doors.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So you'll get into 1700 houses to see how they fit into the canon of American Revolution history in Beverly. We also have multiple Revolutionary War walking tours, so not just walking by the houses, those individuals, those homeowners that don't want us inside. We'll do walking tours outside. They're not immune.
Listen, I get it.
But we also have Revolutionary War cemetery tours to honor the soldiers that fought in the war or lost their lives in the war. And then we also have a Revolutionary War bike tour that's coming together. So many different programs coming up for us this year, which is phenomenal. But then so many partnerships with Bev 400.
Right.
So our first for the year, I don't even think is the Winter Festival at Lynch Park.
Yes.
And
tell us more. Tell me more, because honestly, I've been a bad board member and I've been focusing on other events.
So the Winter Festival is taking place in January at Lynch Park.
Yes.
But seeing that we're the history component of things, and Lynch Park holds almost 400 years of history. We are going to do 30-minute tours, walking tours of Lynch Park.
Oh, cool.
Every 30 minutes.
Oh, I love that.
So we'll just keep kicking off every 30 minutes and do Lynch Park house tours. So you'll learn about Lynch Park from its early settlement to its Revolutionary War time frame to when President Taft got evicted, to how it it came into the hands of David Lynch and why he decided to make it a free space for the community. So
oh man,
it's so exciting.
I will definitely be on that walking tour. That's great.
So we are
awesome.
trying to include ourselves in everything and anything that organizations are doing, because we know that we are the keeper of that history.
Absolutely.
And so we're partnering with the Cove Community Center. They're celebrating, I believe it's their 100th anniversary. And so we're kind of tapping into history for them. We're partnering on, there is going to be walking tours of the Cove. There's there's actually lectures on the history of the community center and the Cove. We're really just kind of jumping in everywhere.
That's amazing.
So it is.
Oh, I love
it's
it.
so exciting.
It's going to be such a busy year.
Yes, yes. But worth it, because, we
Definitely.
have so much to celebrate. And Beverly is unlike any other community. I mean, we are so tight. And just looking at our Facebook, our social media, people are on it,
So true.
They know their history. They are rabid for Beverly history.
Yeah.
So I'm more, and I know the whole entire team at Historic Beverly, we're ready.
That's
we are
amazing.
ready to jump into 26.
Now, as a Beverly native, a
Yes.
townie, if you will,
Oh, yeah.
why do you think that is? Why is our community so proud and thirsty for our own history and just knowledge of everything? I mean, what?
That's a great question, and I do have to say, the period of time that I went through the school system, the teachers were that way. So, I mean, I'm going to drop names here, and I know people are going to say, oh, yeah. So, Fred Hammond, who was Mr. Beverly. Unfortunately, he passed a few years ago, but Mr. Hammond was absolutely dynamic. He was a wealth of knowledge about Beverly history and would share it with anybody. If you saw him coming down the hall, you knew you were going to get a Beverly history tidbit. But Mr. Witwicky, the teachers just really embraced the Beverly feel, and so it was through the school system that was supported. But I think I'm also a little bit biased because my family is so fully entrenched here in the city. So my history goes back at Reverend Hale's my 8th great grandfather.
Wow.
And then my grandfather was the principal of the high school for quite a bit of time. My dad was the head of emergency communications for the city of Beverly.
Wow.
So the Battis name,
Yeah.
is kind of there.
Yeah.
And now in this position, I keep telling my board that, when I go to the grocery store, it's not just an in and out anymore. It's oh, Abby, let me ask you some questions.
Yeah.
And so I'm talking Beverly history all the time.
Oh my gosh.
So, and I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Well, it's evident, and we're so lucky to have you in
Oh,
this
thank
role
you.
and in the community. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Amazing.
It's fun.
So, in your time, I guess maybe just being as Beverly resident, but also in this role, is there a piece of Beverly history, lore, any story that kind of stands out to you as just like one of your favorites?
Yes. So I am really taken by women's history in the city of Beverly. I don't think that people realize that a lot of what has taken place in Beverly is the result of women.
I love to hear that.
And so
it does not surprise me.
And so, I mean, you look at the library, and the Beverly Public Library is the result of Catherine Peabody Loring. We have dynamic women throughout our history. And the one story I like so incredibly much, because I see a lot of myself in her, is Maria Antoinette Evans. She was the wife of Robert Evans, and they owned the land of Lynch Park. And they decided that they were going to host President Taft for a year during the summer. And unfortunately, a couple days prior to Taft's arrival, Robert Evans was out on his horse inspecting the property to make sure it's perfect for the president. He fell off his horse and unknowingly ruptured his lungs with his rib fractures and died before Taft arrived, leaving a grieving widow to host the president of the United States.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And so she withstood it for the summer. But obviously, Taft was kind of, he was everywhere. The paparazzi would follow him. He loved it. He would go out in his convertible touring cars and would want the paparazzi to follow him.
Oh my gosh.
And
it's like a historic Kim Kardashian.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Loved it. And so had his offices here in downtown, would go to church at the First Parish Church. I mean, he was everywhere.
Yeah.
Also would host other politicians at Lynch Park. And so all eyes were on Lynch Park. And here was this poor woman who had just lost her husband with probably one of the biggest roles in the United States at the time, having to host him.
Wow.
And so at the end of the season, she basically told Taft, hey, I can't do this again. You can't come back next year. And to ensure that he did not return, she took the cottage that he was staying in and had it moved by barge. She had it cut in half, put on barges, and moved it across to Peaches Point over across the harbor.
Oh my God.
And that left this enormous space in the ground, which is now the Rose Garden.
Stop it.
So that Rose Garden is actually the foundation from where Stetson Cottage actually existed.
Wow.
And so I love that is so something I totally would do.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely.
But the other thing that is really amazing is that to ensure that she could not be talked out of it, she set the date of the Rose Garden opening, that it needed to be completely finished, for the day that he was coming back to town.
Oh, I love
So that opened the day that he arrived for his second summer in Beverly.
That is fantastic.
So thanks for her evicting the sitting president, we now have this gorgeous Rose Garden.
Wow, I'm never going to look at the Rose Garden the same. It's like a woman put her foot down here.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Good for her.
So that is always, that is my favorite story.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Truly, I love that so much.
Yes.
It's amazing.
So
Oh, that's great.
it's pretty
Wow.
neat.
Yeah, Beverly has a lot of pretty incredible history.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
amazing.
dynamic.
Oh, that's great. Well, is there anything else you have coming up that you'd like to talk about, or you've been doing a lot this year, and
Yes.
you
So I think that something that we've really leaned into is free programming, because we've listened to an awful lot of our members and our visitors as to, there's financial concerns in the country at this time, and there really shouldn't be any restraints on what people do, especially, coming into a historic museum.
Mm-hmm.
So our admission is free. A large portion of our programs coming up in 2026 are free.
That's amazing.
And so we specifically did that so that there are really no restrictions on anybody participating in what we do. And so, and that's many thanks to our sponsors. So we have a lot of sponsors that are sponsoring our programs, which allow us to offer free programming. So
That's
if
great.
anybody wants to come in, all they have to do is take a look at the website, historicbeverly.net, and all of our free programs are listed up there. And so
that's
we're
great.
so proud of that.
That's huge, especially for a small nonprofit. To be able to
Exactly.
offer free services is really incredible.
It is, and it really hit me. I was offering a program at the library, and there was a woman in the library program who came up to me and said, this is a really exciting week for me. And I said, oh, really? Why? And she said, because I could come to this program for free, and then you are doing a film screening with the Cabot of the Ken Burns film of all 6 nights for free. And she said, I don't have to drive, I can walk, and I don't have to pay. And she said, I can actually think about buying groceries and not have to worry. And yeah, we don't need to do that. We don't need to have our community thinking along that line. So if there's something that we can do to lessen that burden, is exactly what we want to do. And so we've really ramped up our free programming, and it's going to be a fun year. It really
That's
is.
amazing.
So,
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, if there are folks out there that do have the means and would like to support, because I know you are a nonprofit, and it is calendar year-end giving season.
It is.
I
Yes.
know that all too well.
Thank you.
Where can folks support? How can they support
Oh my
Historic
goodness.
Beverly?
So they can go right onto our website, historicbeverly.net. There is a donate button at the top of the page. If they want to designate, so they can designate money towards free programming that will
Amazing.
help to offset the costs. We also are ramping up our education initiatives with the schools, and so we are seeing an awfully large uptick in school tours, and so we need help offsetting those costs. And so if anybody can designate where they put their money, whether it's education, programs, or just operating costs, which
Which are very important.
that would be wonderful.
Yes.
So, but the help is incredibly, welcomed and incredibly appreciated. So,
Great. Well, you heard it, folks. If you have a few dollars to give, you can always give back to your local nonprofits, including Historic Beverly. You can also become a member or go on any of their events, their tours. They're all amazing. I
Yes.
love them. So thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming on. I know it's a busy time of year and you have lots going on, so I appreciate it.
I love being here.
Yay.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Oh, it's going to be a great year.
It is.
Very exciting. We'll be back next month, officially into 2026. Ooh. If you want a little preview of what's coming up in 2026, I'm plugging it again. We have a Beverly 400 website. It has a calendar of all of our events coming up in 2026, so you can jump on there, check them out. But starting next month, we're going to start highlighting all of those events month by month, so keep tuning back in. We'll be chatting next month about all the January and February things coming up. But for now, enjoy your holidays. Buy some Schubert ornaments, support a small business, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.